Welcome everybody, it is time for game number 1 of King Sejong Station Ladder Edition. TrapDorSpida, Baconpants, this is going to be a best of 5. No, these guys have not played each other in the past, but they're the only match today, so I'm like, I don't care. I'll let you play best of 5, it's all good. I might make that kind of a unwritten rule of sorts. That if there is enough time, I will always allow this. Get to cast more StarCraft, so why not? Dreamland Singularity Matrix. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. So this being a CVT, fairly long rush distance map. Whoops. Click on the window. There we go. It should not say that though. There we go. In the bottom right of the map, we have our green Terran player. It is Day 9 Ladder Clan's Baconpants. In the top left of the map, we have his opponent. It is Day J's TrapDorSpida, the orange player, playing as the Zerg. Trap saying he doesn't understand if Day J and Day 9 Ladder Clans are considered rivals or allies. I would probably say allies, generally speaking, though. I mean, if you guys want to, if you look at this VOD later and you're thinking about it, pretty much the Day 9 Ladder Clan was formed by a bunch of people who wanted to be serious about laddering. So, rivalry probably would be totally acceptable. You could be rivalrous allies. The two guys who don't get along at the beginning of a manga, and then turn into friends later. It's in a stereotypical fashion. Or friends and then rivals later. Been reading a lot of Hunter x Hunter, so I'm seeing a bit of that at play. So let's see here. Bacon going for the usual 12 gas. It's indicative of a Reaper expansion play or a Reaper rush play. Gets you that gas for that initial Reaper scout very, very quickly. We have a spawning pull first and then gas in order from Trap. Typical 14 timing though. Delaying his economy a little bit to get some initial potential pressure or defensive power up. Neither player going for anything aggressive just yet. And we have a drone scout here from Trap. So Trap playing very, very, very safe here. Gets into the base in time. And he will be in there in time to see the refinery is already up. There's already gas production coming from that. And pretty much what we'll just see him here is we'll make no attempt to skip the queen or anything. He will make sure he has that out for that initial defense. Drone is trapped in here, unfortunately, so he does lose this. Can be kept alive for a little while by attempting to take a Vespene Geyser or putting down a hatchery, though usually players won't do that to preserve the drone. They'll do that when they're actually trying to cause a ton of trouble. Let's be heading back to work. Sound effects were not enabled. Yeah, okay, maybe Day 9 isn't the only person who does that from time to time. My bad, guys, my bad. I thought something felt a little weird. Couldn't quite put my finger on it while I was playing. Also, it sounds like our music is once again not going to cooperate here. Guess this is just a general issue with this particular map. Wow, the music is actually just completely off now. I don't know anymore. I don't know, guys. It was playing just fine a second ago. So Reaper's going to bounce up into the base using this nice little ledge there that I actually quite didn't really know about. I never really see anybody use it. They always come to the other side of the map. One drone goes down. He's going to be able to pick off a second one at the very least. It's not being controlled or microed by Trap in any way, seeing he may get to 3 workers now. And just going to wait until the Queen comes out and push the Reapers away from there. He's actually done an incredible amount of damage with these, unfortunately losing 1 Reaper in the process, so it's not quite the efficient trade that you would like. Keeping these Reapers alive is vastly preferable to losing them, even to that much drone damage, which was, it was a decent amount. It pushed the Zerg quite a bit back, actually. It was 4 workers killed, and it's going to be kind of an issue for him, but He would prefer to keep those Reapers alive if possible for a secondary scout. Actually, he did not see any attempt to take the natural base, so not working with a complete set of information here, does he? I think he's anticipating it, though, just from the fact that we're seeing a third command center come up, even before the second one has been actually picked up. Speedlings have shown up at the front here. There isn't anything to defend this location. I wonder if this second command center by Bacon is actually just a reaction to how much damage he caused with the Reapers. I think he's... I don't know. I mean, if this turns into a quick push from Trap, he might not have very much to deal with this. And at least in the short term, he's going to have a... No, don't go back with the Zergling. No. Go back up. Block it, block it, block it, block it. Oh, he doesn't get it, but he will be able to nibble on the thing and force a pickup. Might have gotten a little bit more of a delay out of that if he actually had one under there, though. The reaction speed isn't always perfect on that. But, at the very least, does get back home. Worker counts now in favor of the Zerg, as one would typically expect in these positions and situations. Okay. Wow, this is super strange. I know, like, I hate to go back to this since I did just get a new headset. This muffles sound outside of the headset by quite a bit. My voice sounds super strange to me right now. It is so hard to handle. But, so you guys, you shouldn't really be noticing any difference since I am using the same mic. So Reaper Hellion moving out into the map here, joining up with their buddies, going to go out for some pressure. There's a Queen and a few Lings at the front, as well as a Spinecrawler coming up. With this many Lings with speed, if the Hellions try to come onto the map, onto the creep, he can kill them off pretty well. He has to be careful not to try and chase them out of the creep, though, as that will give the Hellions a very, very strong advantage. In the meantime, looks like he's just going to check the fourth and the third to make sure that there is no expansion going down. In fact, the lack of an expansion at this time is a little bit weird, as it implies maybe a potential two-base timing coming from our Zerg player. In fact, here come the Roaches now. Army's starting to build up, and they're going to be able to maybe take this Queen out, kill the Creep Tumors at least. Zergling's moving down to engage the, not any kiting there. You do have to get some kiting against the Zerglings right there. You need them to line up in a line for the Hellion section to engage against them efficiently. Did kill a decent group of them, but, you know, just a simple standoffish engagement. He's going to back off for now. And we do have this third orbital command center in there, making sure that the worker count's getting up to 2 base saturation fairly quickly here. I've already hit 44 workers for our Terran player. Would like him to either build up an army for a bit and cut out the worker production, which, yeah, it's exactly what he's doing. So very good job here. No, okay. I'm not sure I like the continued worker production too much here. He's actually, well, no, he has just enough room for it. I take that back. I was going to say he should cut that off pretty soon, though, just because he's not seen an attempt at taking a third, which means that pressure might be coming at him. And so saturating up to transitioning into a third base, which is what he's going to try and do. There's going to be a little bit of an opening here, potentially, for Trap to get to the other side of the map and do some damage. It's going to be a little bit tight, but he can get down there and make something happen. I like the use of these Hellions to try and run out there, check for any bases, just keep scouting, scouting, scouting. There's the third finally from Trap. He's actually quite a bit behind in this respect. I think he might have caught wind of that here with this Overlord. Also, hang on a sec. Making you guys a little seasick here. Combine with mouse cursor on, disable mouse scroll. So now I won't be accidentally moving the screen around every time I get to the edge of the screen. Should be a little bit better. One Hellion wandering in between these two Queens, going to give away the presence of this attack here. He can't really kill the hatchery with this, but he is going to provoke a response from Trap. Army moving out here, decent number of Roaches. Can't really engage into that with the Hellions, so he's at least somewhat secure from that. Unfortunately, though, is he's basically at equal economy basis with the Terran player right now, which is really not the place that Trap wants to be. If with max production on these bases, Bacon can produce more than Trap can. He either needs a macro hatch to come out on top of this, or start taking a fourth base, where he will simply not be able to keep up with the economic power of his opponent. Not to mention he's 10 workers behind now. So I actually give Bacon quite the advantage at the moment, as long as he's Gonna stay on top of all the little things. He's grabbing 1/1 upgrades, good. And his opponent is actually only upgrading off of 1. Ah, interesting. Baneling Nest. This could be potentially powerful, so we're going Roach, Hydra, Baneling. It'll be a little bit difficult to spread out the gas around that entire composition, but this is not a bad idea. Banelings are one of those things that, along with Storm, we'll poke forward here from the Hellions. It won't matter too much. He's actually losing Hellions here for a couple creep tumors, though. He's got to be a little bit more careful about that. Going to push the Queen back. Here comes the army. Oh, chased a little too far into creep, and it looks like the Hellions are just going to die straight up here. A little bit of a loss for Bacon there. Not quite what he wanted to happen. I mean, he's still in fantastic shape, especially with the space down here. But nonetheless, not what he wanted to have happen. Drop moving out onto the map now. Okay. But yeah, the Banelings could be really good here because along with Storm, Force Field, some of the basic spells in the game, Blinding Cloud is another one, Fungal Growth. They're much, much more powerful at lower levels than they are at higher end, just because a lot of people do not have the reaction speed to get out of the way. So I like the idea here. He might be over-teching a bit, though. He's grabbing the Baneling Nest, not building any Banelings. He's going up into Spire. This is not a suite of units that he can support all at the same time. Well-positioned Overlords do pick up on these Medivacs coming out here. They are a point of free damage, though, for the Terran, so he can drop right in on the base. He's going to go immediately for the Queen, try and hamper that production a little bit. And while this attack is going on, looks like he wants to swing around from the right side. Baconpants is having lag problems, but that's going to be a little bit, hopefully won't be too much of an issue. Up come the Roaches and the Lynx to deal with this drop. They're going to be able to take care of this quite effectively. The secondary army from Baconpants, as you can see on the mini-map here, is actually not really doing anything yet. It's actually just kind of hanging out the side. Attempted juke outward. The army has actually been rallied down to the third base, but in reality, the attack has continued up here. He's going straight for the Roach Warren. He will be able to pick this off, maybe, if he wanted to suicide the army, which he doesn't. He's doing damage. I think he's trying to do the juke again. This time, Trap is being wise to it, splitting his army up, but unfortunately, here comes the main army of Bacon, coming down here to kill off the hatchery, at least. Going to take out a Geyser, one of the workers. A few more. Really nicely positioned Widow Mines there. He's done a total of 21 worker damage, and he's taken basically no army damage of his own. Would have been nice if he could have continued this drop up here during this, but Trap is in a really horrible position now. He's extremely far behind economically, and he's being pressured from 2 points here. He does not really have what he needs to actually deal with this. Now, unfortunately, Bacon does not have any medevacs with this army at the moment. So if he keeps stimming to do things like kill creep tumors, he's going to be weak enough that Trap may be able to actually just push out with his army once he takes care of this drop up here again and simply run the Terran over. Here comes... Oh, there we go. Here comes 5 medevacs to join up with the army. This is going to make the push a lot stronger. And it looks like for now, Bacon's just going to back off, which is the wise thing to do here. He's done all the damage that he needs to do. He doesn't have to keep pushing at the front door of the Zerg base right now. I especially like leaving these Widow Mines here. I would probably move one of them and put it right on the hatchery location just to make it so he has to deal with that. Ooh. Oh, even getting a few Hydras for the deal there with the detection. Hydras actually, I believe, outrange mines by a little bit. Another mine going off, not really doing anything though, just damaging a Roach. Here comes the army of Baconpants moving up the side of the map. One medevac over here. He doesn't necessarily actually have to drop with this, by the way. He can just put it, he can boost it straight over the base, and that will probably cause a reaction for his main army to move in. But it looks like for now, Bacon wants to just take a 4th base with the lead that he's gotten himself and just solidify what he's got in his favor. In the meantime, Trap is not looking to take another base. He's looking to build a lot of Banelings. He's produced a huge number of Zerglings. Maybe he's going for more Banelings. A lot of Banelings will kill anything, by the way. Yep. Yep, a lot of Banelings. Comes from the School of Faust. Here we go. Now this could obliterate the army if Bacon is not really careful here. He's not maneuvering at all against the Banelings, which is working out okay because he had really nicely positioned Marauders there, but he's going to lose this entire army. Back home, how's his production looking? Oh, and the medevac's actually dying as well. That was an incredible loss. Unfortunately, here comes the rest of the army running up the backside. Does kill the natural in the process, and pretty much Trap's only chance here is if he can annihilate this army without taking too bad losses and make a counterattack, he may be able to win, but that's really all he's working with here, and unfortunately he's trading a little bit too evenly with the Terran player here. loses about half of his army for the Terrans, and he just can't rebuild. He does not have the larva for this. He's only producing off of one hatchery with, admittedly, yes, with inject, but it's not enough compared to the 4 base economy with, how many barracks is this? We're looking at 7 barracks, some of which with reactors, reactored, starports, and factories. As long as he keeps on top of his macro, Bacon should be able to deal with the counter push here fairly easily. Just Hydras, no tanking to back it up. Here comes the army, too much DPS in this, and as you can see, it's just dealing a massive blow to all these Hydras. They go down one by one. Next thing, of Hydralisks actually coming up to attack as well, but they're going to discover that they can't break into that. Overseer are going to probably get taken out. More by the Widow Mine than anything else. And now Trap's basically just going to try and expand to a couple locations and hope his opponent leaves him alone for a while. It's the only chance that our Zerg player has right now. Unfortunately for him, though, Bacon is most likely simply going to build up his army and just start moving around the map, going for tiny little attacks. Because he knows that he's got to do this now. He knows that his opponent either has to go for some crazy tech transition, like Burrowed Infestors or something like that, and then has to catch him without detection, or he's got to expand around the map. So nice move on his part to take this army out here and start poking around. See if he does see the expansions. He does see that his opponent's trying to do that here. There's still the 2 Widow Mines at the top of the ramp. These will help a lot. He knows that that actually gives him a little bit of a place to engage from. He's going to run up here. Yep, loses a chunk of the army to the Widow Mines. Army moves back to attack the Geyser just to provoke a response. Bro just trying to run up to the high ground here. Army's going to engage, but the Widow Mines just having such efficient impacts against the army. Second hatchery up at the 3rd base now, but it's not really... Let's see, it's only keeping him in this game just barely. A 200 supply versus 60. Our Terran player pretty much has this in the bag. It's just kind of a matter of whether he can close it out or not. Just got to convince his opponent to leave. Can he do it? The Spinecrawler's going down. Not going to be there in time to save the space, though. And that's GG.